My calf muscles proper ached when I reached my gates. A lion that had suffered an asthma attack couldn't have had its chest heave more than mine. My track coach, Mr. Smallwood, had gone all SAS survival course on me. I just wanted to dip in the bath, listen to some grime and sink into my sleep zone. As soon as I opened my front door, I heard them. Miss Crow, the ancient half-deaf widow, probably caught my parents' tones too. Well, embarrassing. Gabriel, my mum shouted at my pops. Gazing at your feet isn't going to pay the rent. We're broke. Are you going to go down to the food bank or not? I stepped quietly along the hallway and reached the kitchen. I stood under the doorframe. The plain black and white clock tick-tocked above my head. My heart kicked into third gear, as Mr. Smallwood would call it. Dad was parked at the table. He held his forehead with his left palm and stared at the floor. Mum stood over him with her arms crossed. Her eyes laser-holed into Dad's cheeks. She hadn't noticed that I had arrived home. Don't tell me I went to see the doctor for nothing, Mum went on. I told her about my high blood pressure and our money issues. She gave me a prescription and a voucher for the food bank. Don't expect me, with all that I've got going on, to go down to Crongton Broadway. I wouldn't expect you to walk to the Broadway and carry stuff home from there, Dad replied. Are you going to use the voucher? Mum wanted to know. Dad lifted his head. He wiped sweat off his cheek. He spotted me. He tried to raise a smile, but stress smacked it down. Jonah, he greeted me. How your running go today? I had joined the athletic club at school. Mr. Smallwood said if I had worked hard, I had the skills to compete at the highest level. Hard, I replied. Mr. Smallwood had us running through the wilderness up in Crongton Heath. Trust me, there are some strange flies up in those ends. Smallwood said it will build up my stamina. Mum turned round and looked at me. Did you shower after your running? She asked. No, I replied. Gonna soak in the bath now. Take a quick shower, Mum insisted. You'll use less water. Even hot water is expensive these days. She turned her attention back to Dad, who looked at his raggedy brown slippers and shook his head. I made my way to my room and flopped onto my bed. I closed my eyes. I knew my parents were about to boot off for the second half. There was always a second half. I could hear everything because the walls and doors were skinny in my house. How are we going to manage? Mum started up again. At the end of the month, we must find money for gas, electric, and everything else. And you've been out of work, for what? 7 months, said Dad. I've been trying. You know I've been trying. Not hard enough, Mum snapped. I don't know why you won't take a job riding those little motorbikes delivering pizzas. Because it's humiliating, Dad cut in. I used to work in an office at the town hall. I had a good position. If you don't do something soon, Mum yelled, the next position you'll be in is under a bridge in a sleeping bag. It won't get as bad as that, said Dad. I soft-toed back into the kitchen. I wanted a glass of water. Mum gave Dad one of her brutal eye passes as I turned on the cold tap. Are you going to pick up the voucher and go to the food bank? She asked. If not, you can take that damn pride of yours, pack it in a suitcase, and get out. Silence. Did I just hear that? Mum just told Dad to get out. I filled my glass and made my way back to my room. I sank half of it and crashed on my bed again. I picked up my pillow and covered the back of my head with it in case they went into extra time.